To Cochise, the scarred veteran of 100 bloody battles, peace came as a welcome relief. But the end of war brought to him the beginning of a new danger. He had been marked for assassination.
Clyde.
Hello, Tom.
You look like a man in a hurry.
I am, Tom. I stuck my nose where it didn't belong, got caught. My shoulder.
Can I help?
I need two things, Tom. A big drink and a fast horse.
You got him. Put your rig on that big bay of mine.
I won't forget this. You'd think a man as old as I am would know better than to get shot up by the Wild Bunch.
Wild Bunch?
The Tucson ring. Fancy clothes and soft talk, but inside they're a bunch of thieving, murdering, egg-sucking vultures. I'm getting out of the country, Tom. All the way out. My life ain't worth that of a fat dog caught by a starving Indian since I found out what the ring is up to.
I'll get that horse.
Hold up. I got something for you. It cost me this, but it might be worth it. The ring is bringing in a man to kill Cochise. He's supposed to arrive on the Tucson stage.
You didn't borrow that horse. You just paid for it.
Howdy, Tom.
Bill,
What can I do for you?
evening stage come in yet?
Oh, in and out. 2 hours ago.
Oh, can I see your passenger list?
You sure can. Here. Mrs. France Linejack, she and her son. Now, that's a Southern lady here to join her husband. And Mel Kiefer. You know Mel, don't you?
Hmm.
Yeah. And William Simmons from San Francisco. Now, he's a stranger to me. And Frank Dillson. Oh, big man he was. Stranger, too. Help any?
Oh, I'll check at the boarding houses and the hotel.
Yeah, try the Palace Hotel. I always recommend it. But only because they pay me to. Personally, I'd rather sleep on the ground with a wet dog. You hear me, Tom?
I heard you, Phil.
Oh, hello, Tom.
Pat?
Want a room?
Maybe later. Right now, I'm interested in some information about a couple of your guests. That is, if they are your guests.
Glad to oblige.
You know anything about a William Simmons?
I know a great deal about him. My name is William Simmons. What can I do for you?
My name is Jeffords. I'm agent for the Chiricahua Apache.
I'm very glad to know you, Mr. Jeffords. I'm from the Indian Bureau in San Francisco, making an inspection. We've heard reports of your activities, both pro and con. I thought it was time someone came out here to find out what you're doing and exactly how you're doing it.
I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Simmons. Got a wire about a month ago that you were due to pass through here. You, picked a bad time, though.
What do you mean?
I've received information that an attempt is going to be made on Cochise's life.
Oh, we can't let that happen. If Cochise is murdered, why, The entire Chiricahua Nation might rise up and plunge the entire Southwest into another bloody war.
That's exactly what these people want. There's no profit in peace.
Well, you've got to stop this, Mr. Jeffords. Now, if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
I will, thanks. My information stated that the assassin was due to arrive on the evening stage. I've checked 3 of the 5 passengers already. A woman and her son. Val Tiford. He's a cattle rancher from up on the ridge. He wants peace as much as we do. That makes you the 4th. That leaves only 1.
Oh, you must mean that Dilson fella.
That's the name the Wells Fargo agent gave me. Now, I want a full description. Anything of importance that you might be able to tell me.
He's not registered here.
I didn't pay much attention to him. I thought he was a miner, some kind of an engineer. He knew San Francisco. At least he seemed to. Very close-mouthed fellow, though. He listened instead of talking. He probably knows a lot more about me than I do about him.
What did he look like?
Oh, he's a heavy-set fella. Gray hair. He looked tough. Now, look, Mr. Jeffords, I want you to forget protocol as far as I'm concerned. I don't really need a guided tour. You've got enough in your mind. The most important thing to this country right now is to get to Cochise before this other man gets to him.
Thanks, Mr. Simmons. I appreciate your consideration. First thing I want to do is find Cochise and warn him. Then I'll find this mining engineer. I'll make arrangements for your horse, then see the marshal. When do you think you'll be ready to leave for the stronghold?
As soon as the sun's up.
See you then.
Well, Tom, I can ask around, find out where he went, maybe find out where he is now.
That's all I want you to do, Fred. Just find him and keep an eye on him until I get back.
I'll do that, Tom. Be a pleasure. I'll do anything I can to keep that big Indian of yours healthy and peaceful.
Thanks, Fred. Say, if this Dilson heads up to the stronghold before I get back, stop him.
If I can find him, I'll stop him.
We've been riding for hours, Mr. Jeffords. We haven't seen an Indian yet.
They've seen us, Mr. Simmons. We've had company for the last 10 miles.
Welcome, my brother.
Cochise, this is Mr. William Simmons, an inspector from the Indian Bureau in San Francisco. Mr. Simmons, this is Cochise, the chief of the Chiricahua.
It is an honor and a privilege to meet the great Apache leader.
You're welcome in this land and in my village.
Thank you, sir.
Cochise, I'm sorry that I do not bring good news. A message was brought to me by a wounded man who was fleeing for his life. There are men in Tucson who plot to kill you.
These men would make war on the Chiricahua?
No. They send a man who will strike from behind in the dark. And with your death, bring war between the Apaches and my people.
Men have been trying to kill me since my boyhood. In battle and in peace. Every Apache lives with this. We carry our lives on our fingernails.
You must realize the danger and be watchful. You should be guarded while you sleep.
You, above all others, should know this Apache never sleeps. You come at a fortunate time, Mr. Simmons. 3 chiefs from the White Mountain Apache, 2 from the Coyoteras, meet at Wolf Creek. They wish to talk of peace and war. They and their small bands are tired of fighting. It is a good place for the white inspector to learn the Apache way of thinking. Come and listen and learn. And tell these Indians the thoughts of the white men who watch over the Apache.
I accept your offer wholeheartedly.
That is good. Will you ride with us?
No. I ride to find the killer who hunts you. Cochise, as a favor to me, Will you take picked men to be the eyes to see where your eyes are closed?
I'm not a child that has to be protected.
I know this, but if there is a killer, he'll strike without warning.
Bring my horse. You will ride with me.
Good luck, Mr. Jeffords. I hope you'll find your man.
You have a great opportunity to do some good, Mr. Simmons. Take advantage of it.
I will. I've been studying Apache ways and customs for over 10 years. This will be the first time I've had an opportunity to sit in where decisions are being made. But I won't sit in, I'll stand. After this ride, I'll be standing for a month.
Hello, Tom.
Fred? Did you find anything out about Dilson?
Didn't find much. He's holed up in a cabin about 5 miles this side of the stronghold. I talked to him. Couldn't get a straight answer. He told me that what he was doing was his business. Whenever he broke the law, I could come up and hang him. But until then, would I kindly get off his claim?
How did he look to you?
Well, he sounded like a mining man. They never do want anybody fussing around when they think they found something. And I can't jail a man because he doesn't answer my questions. Much as I'd like to sometime.
Got anybody watching him?
Nope. It takes money. Nobody I talked to was willing to ride way up there for nothing. I didn't know when you were going to get back.
What about your deputy? He's getting paid, isn't he?
He killed himself yesterday. He got drunk and went out and tried to pick a fight with a big fellow from Texas named Wes Harden. And if that ain't the surest way to kill yourself, you show me a better.
Sorry, Fred. I think I'll go take a look at this Dilson.
He's in the Dunlap cabin, just south of Burnt Corral. Leastwise, he was day before yesterday.
Drop your gun. Grab for your hat. I don't know what you plan to do, son, but you've made a mighty poor beginning. Now turn around nice and easy. Well, Tom!
Sid!
Will you try to get yourself killed or pay a visit to an old friend?
What are you doing here? I was looking for somebody else, man named Dilson.
Well, that's me, but you ain't doing a very good job of looking.
Well, if I'd known it was you, I would have changed into an owl and flown in. You're worse than any renegade Apache. Why the name Dilson?
Well, there's a little matter down in Texas. Ain't settled yet. Well, come on, sit down. Tell me your troubles. You look like a man's got plenty of them.
I have. I am Indian agent for the Chiricahua Apaches.
Well, that's kind of surprising. Last time I seen you was on the Mississippi River. You was making the run from St. Joe down to New Orleans.
Looks like we both had a change.
Well, come on, tell me about it. Now, what is it?
Well, we have an Indian up here. He's a chief. His name is Cochise. He's a very good friend of mine. As long as he's healthy, the country's peaceful. People like you can come in and mine without getting your throat cut. My trouble is, some profiteers want to kill him and start another war. I thought you were the one they'd hired for it.
Well, it ain't me. I'm working for William Stillwell. You ever hear of him? Well, he's a big mining man up in San Francisco. He bought up a bunch of claims down here. Wants to keep it quiet. I'm checking each one of them out, proving upon this one. Pays good, and all I steal I can keep. Tell me, Tom, how'd you know they were gunning for your big chief?
A friend of mine heard talk and got shot for it. He made it to the agency to let me know. Killer was supposed to arrive on the Tucson stage, the one you were on.
How do you know he's telling the truth?
Man doesn't take a 45 in the shoulder just to play a joke.
Where is he?
Probably in Mexico by now.
Tom, did you ever think that somebody was trying to put something over on you? Maybe they ain't no killer. Maybe they're trying to make you look like a fool.
Maybe they are, but I just can't take a chance.
Are you sure you can't? Now, you traipse around the country looking for a killer that don't exist. People are gonna start wondering about you.
I don't care whether they do or not.
Now, hold on. I tell you, Tom, it appears to me that this outfit's trying to split you and the Indian.
Till I can prove that, Sid, I've got to believe what Clyde told me.
Well, there were 5 of us came in on the stage.
Yeah. A woman and her boy. A rancher I already know. A man named Simmons from San Francisco. An inspector from the Indian Bureau. And you.
Well, looks like it's between me and the inspector from the Indian Bureau. He pays you money and you takes your choice. Would it help any if I spent some time in jail while you check out this other fella?
It wouldn't help any, Sid. I've already checked the other man out.
Well, that leaves me.
No, it doesn't, Sid. That leaves Simmons.
What can I do to help?
I'll need a fresh horse. I got a long ride to Wolf Creek.
You got one, boy.
I assure you that the lessons I have learned from you today will be ones I shall never forget. I shall return to San Francisco. My eyes will be open. And I will speak to the Bureau. All of us, I promise you, will work with you and for you to spread the peace of Cochise throughout the entire Southwest.
Has anything happened?
You have heard him talk. He is a good man.
There's been no trouble?
Only with my guards. A long ride playing nursemaid. All for nothing. You look tired, my brother. Our peace talks are finished. We will eat now.
Mr. Jeffords, I'm sorry you missed the meeting, but I'm glad you got here in time for the big feast. Did you find your man?
Well, I found a miner.
Good. Is he the one?
To be honest with you, Mr. Simmons, I don't know. He turned out to be an old friend of mine who had changed his name. He seems to think the whole thing is a plot to to discredit me. Not only with the Bureau, but with Cochise.
That's entirely possible. This friend of yours, have you known him long?
Well, I haven't seen him in 10 years.
Are you certain he's trustworthy?
Of course I am.
No offense, Mr. Jeffords. I merely wanted to determine if this man Dilson had any past record of criminal activity or criminal association. After all, a man who changes his name.
He has. But he's not a murderer or a hired killer. I'm sure of that.
Of course, you haven't seen him for 10 years. Men change, Mr. Jeffords. Men change. Well, no, thank you. I'll eat later. It is fitting that the chief of the Chiricahua Apache be served first.
No.
Mr. Simmons, I'm surprised. A student of Apache customs must know that the honored guest always finishes the meal before the others begin.
Why, yes, I know, Mr. Jeffords. But well, I thought the importance of this meeting. I wanted to bestow the honor upon the man who's made so much possible. As we all know, it is Cochise who has done so much. And it is to Cochise that the bowl of honor should be given.
Mr. Simmons, you're offending their hospitality. It's an unforgivable insult. You better eat what's in the bowl and do it quickly, before there's trouble.
I was only trying to show my appreciation to Cochise. I didn't mean any harm. I would consider it a great favor if he would do me this kindness. After all, we have courtesies of our own, you know that.
Maybe I can help Cochise to understand. See, Mr. Simmons? No one will touch the food until after you have eaten. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist.
This doesn't seem much like hospitality to me. I've done my best to understand these people. I'll do my best to help them, but...
Eat, Simmons.
No! No! Water! Water! Water!
Talk, Simmons, or I'll shove this down your throat.
Don't, it's poison.
You're not William Simmons. Where did you get those credentials? Talk! Talk!
I killed Simmons and stole his papers.
You were going to poison Cochise, the other chiefs. You thought you'd be out of here before the stuff took effect.
Don't kill me! I was only doing what I was paid to do.
No! He's my prisoner. The law will take care of him.
He's right. He must face the white man's justice. He'll be locked for many days alone. In the end, he will hang. It is well.
I'm not gonna hang. You and I are going out of here, Jeffords, now. Don't anybody try to stop us. Or I'll blow his backbone in two. Oh!
You'll make it to Tucson.
It is not the custom of the Apache to give thanks, my brother. You know that. But you must know what is in our hearts.